Hi, I'm Dot Porter. I'm the curator for digital research services at the University of Pennsylvania Libraries, and this is the first of 4 videos to serve as tutorials for the collation visualization work that we're doing here in the Schoenberg Institute for Manuscript Studies. The first tutorial, this one, is about creating a collation model. The creation of the collation model is the first step for any work that you're going to be doing in collation visualization. We start on the GitHub page for visualizing physical manuscript collation. And if you come down here, you can see that there are 3 steps involved: creating a collation model, creating an image list, and generating a collation visualization. So first we want to do the collation model. There's a tiny URL that you can follow there. I've already opened it in this tab. So this is what the collation model looks like at this point. This is still sort of an alpha version of it. But this is basically a series of online forms that you can use to describe your manuscript physically. One thing to be aware of is that there's no login information, which is great because it means anybody can use it. It does mean that once you've created your model, if you don't delete it, which you would do by clicking on this red X, it stays up here. So anyone can come up and see it. You can see there are various tests that have been done, and then there are a few manuscripts. Right here, the Illustrated Old English Hexateuch. This is mine. It's the one we're using in these series of tutorials. So I'll show you that next. First, though, I just want to show you what it looks like when you create a new model. So you click New Manuscript, and you have to put in the information about your title, and obviously you're going to be putting in real information. I'm just putting in test information, number of quires. You can have any number of quires, however many your manuscript has. In my case, I'm going to say 4. I'm really only going to show you 1 quire though, because the process is the same for each one. So now we create the manuscript. You can see here's the title, the shelf mark, and the URL that you put in the previous one. I'll skip this for just a second. And then you can see the quires. I have 4 quires. At the moment, they have 0 leaves each. So we're going to change that, of course. We want our quires to have leaves. So you hit Edit, and you add a leaf. It so happens that my quire starts on folio 1. So that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a small quire. It's a small manuscript, small quire. All right, I have 5 leaves in this first quire. The leaves can have different modes. So by default, they're original, which means it was here when the manuscript was created, and it is in most cases part of a bifolio. If your leaf was added after the manuscript was created, then you can mark it as added. If it was replaced, that is, there was a leaf that was there that was removed and another leaf was put in that has the same text on it, you can put that. If there was a leaf there at some point and it's gone missing for some reason, then you can say that it's missing. Let's say that this was added. We also need to note that it's single. This is important because if you have 5 leaves in your quire, one of them has to be single. So if we try to update the quire, you get an error because the number of non-single leaves cannot be odd. So oops, I forgot to click single. If you say, oh, I made a mistake, that actually wasn't there, you can remove it, and then unfortunately you have to go in and change your numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you go to the next quire, it will automatically start counting on the folio. Now, the folio numbering was put in to make this process a little bit easier, but you can put anything in there at all. If your manuscript is paginated as opposed to foliated, you can indicate that by doing something like this. If you put a dash between the numbers, it will just takes longer. So if you have a manuscript that's been paginated, it will just take you a little bit longer to do this. This also means that you can put in things like fly leaves and other types of things. As long as you put a dash between it, the process will work just fine. So we've done this. We'll update the quire. It's fine. Now I want to take you back, and we'll take a look at this one, the one for the Cotton Claudius B4, which has already been done. So let's have a look at this. You can see we have all of the correct information. We have all the quires, and they've all been filled in with the number of leaves. So here's an example of the folio numbers. We happen to have an added leaf here, and that's all fine. So once you've created your model, you need to export the file. So that is export the XML that describes the model that you've just built using the modeler. There are two formats that we make available. There will be a separate tutorial to explain the differences between them. I'll just say that for the next step in the tutorial, the leaves XML is the one that you need. So you just click on leaves XML, and it will download it for you, and then we'll move on to the next tutorial.